Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig.
Fun at the fair. Today, Peppa and her family are at the fun fair. Snort, slidey, slidey, giggles George. George wants to go on the helter-skelter, says Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig and George head off to the helter-skelter. Roll up, cries Miss Rabbit. Hook a duck and win a giant teddy. I'll try to win one for you, Peppa, says Mummy Pig. But I don't think it's that easy. It's impossible, laughs Miss Rabbit. We'll see about that, cries Mummy Pig. Sploosh! Mummy Pig has hooked a duck. Hooray! Cheers Peppa. That's amazing, cries Miss Rabbit. Here's your giant teddy. Wouldn't you like a little teddy instead, Peppa? No way, giggles Peppa happily. George and Daddy Pig are at the helter-skelter. It's a bit high, George. Are you sure you want to have a go? Asks Daddy Pig. George giggles and runs up the stairs to the top. It's a bit too high, and George starts to cry. Don't worry, George. I'll come up with you, says Daddy Pig. Hee-hee! Whee! Cries George, sliding all the way down the helter-skelter. Now George is having too much fun to be scared. It is a bit high, says Daddy Pig nervously. Daddy Pig is more scared than George. Oops! Daddy Pig slips down the slide. Peppa and Mummy Pig are at the Hit the Target stall. You can do that easily, Mummy, says Peppa. Oh, you won't win, laughs Mr. Labrador. Women are useless at this. What did you say? Says Mummy Pig crossly. She picks up the bow and arrow and aims. Whoosh! The arrow hits the target right in the middle. Mummy Pig wins again. Unbelievable, cries Mr. Labrador. Here's your teddy. Hooray, cheers Peppa. Now she has 2 giant teddies. Daddy Pig and George are riding on the big wheel. George loves it, but Daddy Pig is a little bit scared. This really is high, says Daddy Pig, as the big wheel goes round and round. Hee-hee! Snort! Giggles George. Daddy Pig and George find Peppa and Mummy Pig. Hit this button with a hammer, says Mr. Bull. If the bell rings, you win a prize. I'll have a go, says Daddy Pig. Stand back. I think you're a bit wobbly from the big wheel, says Mummy Pig. Ho-ho! Laughs Mr. Bull. Daddy Pig is looking a bit shaky. What? Says Mummy Pig crossly. Give me that hammer. Whack! Mummy Pig hits the button as hard as she can. The bell rings loudly. Ding, ding, ding. Everyone is very impressed. Mummy Pig wins all the giant teddies at the fair. Hooray! Cheers Peppa, and she gives all her friends 1 giant teddy bear each. Hooray! Everyone cheers. We love fun fairs.
Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig.
George's first day at playgroup. Today is George's first day at playgroup. Isn't George too small for playgroup? Asks Peppa. You can look after him, says Daddy Pig. Peppa isn't sure she wants George at her playgroup, but she likes the idea of looking after him. Are you sure George is big enough? Peppa asks when they arrive. Yes, he'll be fine, replies Daddy Pig. OK, he can come, says Peppa. She holds on to George's hand. Grunt, grunt, snorts George, jumping up and down. Here is Madame Gazelle, Peppa's playgroup teacher. She looks after Peppa and her friends. Madame Gazelle tells the children that George is coming to play. The children are all very excited about meeting Peppa's little brother. This is my little brother, George, cries Peppa. Grrr, dinosaur, growls George. Hee hee hee, everyone laughs. I wish I had a little brother like George, bars Susie Sheep. George shakes his toy, Mr. Dinosaur, at Madame Gazelle. Grrr! Dinosaur! Ah! Really scary, laughs Madame Gazelle. Peppa is proud of George, making everyone laugh. George is my little brother. He's brilliant, she says. Shall we show George how we paint pictures? Madame Gazelle asks the children. George is not very good at painting, says Peppa. But I can show him how to paint a flower. Watch me, George, snorts Peppa. First, you paint a big circle. Peppa carefully dips her brush into a pot of pink paint and draws a big pink circle right in the middle of her paper. George draws a big green circle. No, George, that's the wrong colour, snorts Peppa. Watch me. Peppa makes yellow petal shapes. George paints a green zigzag. George, that's the wrong shape, says Peppa. Peppa admires her flower painting. Perfect, she says happily. George is still painting. Instead of a stalk and leaves, he has painted another circle with 5 lines sticking out from it. You are doing it all wrong, says Peppa. I've painted a flower, says Peppa. Very good, Peppa, smiles Madame Gazelle. And look, George has painted a dinosaur. Madame Gazelle sticks Peppa and George's pictures on the wall. Now it is time to go home. What will you paint next time, George? Asks Madame Gazelle. Dinosaur! Grrr! Giggles George. Hee hee hee! Everyone laughs.
Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig. Peppa